Hey everybody, it's Net from the Art of Intuition, and today we're going to talk about why jumping into new realities, quantum jumping, is so exhausting on our physical body and why you're going to feel very tired. Now, I am in the middle of a jump now, which I started last week or maybe earlier this week. I don't know. The days are very bleedy together right now. So, once again, we're going to be moving around quite a bit. And there is a part of the process where we do that. We move around a lot. So it's my time to do that part because I haven't done that part yet. So you're going to find you're going to be tired. And a lot of people don't understand why they're so tired. And you're not tired in the sense of how a human used to get tired. Because what I have noticed is the higher my vibration has gotten, my physical body, now your physical body is going to be able to get through what it has to get through. And it's no longer like your human body anymore. Now you have like a soul body, a light body. So it's different. So you can get through a lot of stuff. You can do quite a bit of stuff when it's soul aligned for you to get it done. When you've gotten it finished, like I know I had to do a move, and because we can't really drag people in and ask people to kind of assist us if they're not in our life currently, a lot of times we end up doing a lot of stuff by ourselves. There's a different reason why we do a lot of stuff by ourselves. One, so we can show that we can do it. We can show ourselves we can do all this by ourselves. We don't need other people around to do all this stuff. If other people are there, that's awesome, but it's not necessary for us to have other people around for us to do stuff. It's not a necessity. It's not that important for us to have that. And there's a sovereignty to that we have to be able to see, that we can do it ourselves. We don't need anyone else there to do it. So you're going to find you're going to be doing a lot of stuff, because you also want to make sure you close out the timeline in the highest place. So you want to make sure if you're leaving a place that's clean, if you're leaving a job, everything's been tidied up and done. If you're leaving a relationship, all that's a very clean, highest aligned closeout you can do. And that's a lot of going the extra mile. Where your human body usually not want to go the extra mile. And now you're going to feel yourself wanting to go the extra mile because you're supposed to go the extra mile. Like even when I'm in a hotel room, I'm sitting in the hotel room and I'm, vacuuming the floor. Because I was in the middle of moving, I have two cats. I was in the middle, and the cats are kind of moving with me until I could get them to a place where then they could set for a while and I could kind of go on for a little while and kind of leave them, for a little while, not forever, for a little while, where they'd have people to take care of them. And I was in the hotel room vacuuming up the litter, because I still had my vacuum with me, so I was vacuuming up the litter. And a lot of people say, "Oh, well, that why are you doing that?" And like the housekeeper will do that. I'm like, "Yeah, but I can do this. It's gonna make someone else's job a little bit easier, and I have the equipment to do this, and I'm supposed to do it." We go above and beyond. We try to make people's lives easier, not harder. And if you're making someone's life harder, you got to look at why you're doing that. And even there also comes a time when you're trying to get things done, but you might also see that you're kind of overstepping your bounds a little bit. And I kind of see where I have been doing that in the last 48 hours, where I wasn't really trying to. I was just trying to kind of push through and get stuff done, because we don't procrastinate. When you're around a lot of people that are in a human consciousness that are procrastinating, human consciousness, ego consciousness, we don't procrastinate. So I'm like, let's just get this done. But you also understand that you're kind of pushing people because you're trying to get something done, and everyone's not kind of on board with that. So there is a lot of kind of give and take in a sense, and learning to kind of live together with people. So a lot of times when we jump and go into a lot of these different processes and phases, and one process and phase is that we're kind of, traveling around a little bit, looking at different areas, taking our body to different areas. That's part of our gatekeeping, grid keeping, getting activated in different areas, activating different areas. There's a lot of reason some of us will go through phases where we do move around. And I don't know if anyone who has gone through this, it hasn't gone through that phase at some point, whether it's a few months, whether it's 6 months. Some people might do it longer. It kind of depends. But it's kind of a rite of passage in a sense that you have to do, especially if you're resisting that part of the process, which I kind of have been a bit, I think, wanting to do it at a certain time and then noticing, no, you got to go now. But what you're going to find is you're going to kind of be going above and beyond. And because you don't have the time to kind of recuperate and build up your body and build up your light body by being alone or sleeping more because you have all this stuff to do, you're going to find that when you crash, you just kind of crash, because your soul body, you've kind of depleted all your light, and your body runs on that. The body doesn't run on the human stuff anymore. It runs on light. So you kind of revert back in a sense to having a human body. And then you can feel kind of very disconnected, just very exhausted, because you're not running, you've depleted everything. Now you can't technically deplete everything, but you've depleted enough where you can notice a difference, and you have to kind of have some time to build yourself back up. So I'm kind of in the building myself back up phase. And I kind of didn't do videos for a couple of weeks so I could close down a reality and then kind of start my journey a bit, and then kind of see what came in, and also getting used to doing videos from different places that aren't exactly, I can maneuver everything exactly the way I want it, and because you have to kind of get used to being able to do that too, as far as, where furniture's placed and everything like that. So you kind of learn to work in different situations and learn to work in different areas, but you'll notice you're going to have everything you need to support you. You just might have to be a little tricky about how you do that. You have to kind of make sure that is important. Your vibration is going to be the most important spot, even though there are other spots I might have wanted to go to first than the first stop I made, which is in the country. I actually heard roosters this morning. In asking someone for directions, you get the two answers are down the road or over yonder. Those are the two answers. Pretty funny. I'm like, okay. I'm gonna text it. Let me just write that down. Okay. Over yonder or down the road. So it's a little ambiguous. South is a little ambiguous when you ask questions. So anyway. So when you are exhausted, but you still feel you're supposed to go the extra mile, just know that's why. Because you're acting from your higher aspects, not from your human aspects. So all the stuff you might have left and said, oh, screw that, let someone else do it. You're going to go, no, I can do that. Let me get all this stuff done. Let me close out even the smallest thing, like the first hotel I stayed at. I'm like, let me close this out at the highest possible place. Even though I might never be back at that hotel again, that doesn't matter. We're still making someone else's life better. And another reason why, I'm going to touch on this a little bit, why we do move around is so we can kind of see the vibration in different places, and we kind of decide where we might want to go for and kind of stay, because eventually we do get to the spot where we're going to stay. And if we move around a little bit and get to see different places, and we get to experience the vibration in different places, you're also going to learn the vibration of different places and feel the vibration of different places. Why you might want to live somewhere you never thought you'd want to live, because the vibration is so beautiful for you. So you're going to find yourself having that movement, but when your body's trying to adjust to new frequencies, new people, in your field, if you're not used to people in your field, like for me, my body's trying to adjust to that because I've lived by myself for so long. I think over 14, 15 years at this point, that adjusting to just having anybody else in my field, if you're sharing space with someone, or even if you just have different animals around or whatever, it's a lot. It can be a lot for your body to get used to. You're trying to merge timelines with people, or merge your energy fields in a sense with people. Everyone's trying to spin at a different rate. So your body's starting to overcome that. But you're going to find that, I know the place I'm in now, my body's trying to get used to that, because we do have to get used to living with people in a sense again. That might not be where we end up, but there's a part of the process too where we want to get used to that a little bit. So that's going to be tiring for us. Just get used to being around people for a longer terms, which you're also going to find your universe is going to kind of make it so where, like I was dropping my cats off with my parents, and, being in my parents' house, even though they're gone a lot, and it gives me an opportunity to do stuff, and their clock, that it's a kind of a good, I get to close out more ancestral DNA. I get to assist them because they need some assistance right now and some other stuff. But it's also this kind of this way of sort of closing out a lot of different chapters at one time, and really looking to where everybody is and see if can we be respectful to everybody and still hold the highest and still hold our realities in place and what we require, because we require different than a human body does. We require a lot of nature, a lot of light, a lot of sunlight, a lot of alone time. We require a lot of different stuff, what we put in our body. So you're going to be very kind to yourself when you're in these jumps. You're going to be tired. You're going to be trying to adjust, but you're also showing yourself that you can. And your vibration has to be actually at a certain point to be able to do jumps like this. Because your body's trying to do so much, trying to reorganize, it's trying to get used to the new frequency. And if you are going to be, with people or in closer proximity to people than you're used to, you're going to notice you'll have other things there to support you. Like I've got a lot of nature, I've got a lot of windows that can open and I can get outside a lot. It's warmer here, so you don't really have the winter. Different the birds, all those things are going to support me to be able to be around more people and be able to go through kind of the next phase of the process. So if you're tired, understand your body's doing a lot when you're on these jumps. It's trying to physically recover from having all the physical work that we were doing, trying to close everything out. And then it's energetically trying to build yourself back up. You might have a lot of different things in your field, so it might not be as easy as it would have been if you were sitting in one place and you weren't doing all that stuff, So just be kind to yourself when you're doing it and keep practicing the art of intuition.